Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the 10,000 Buddhas Monastery in Hong Kong. The 10,000 Buddhas Monastery is a mid-20th century Buddhist temple located in Sha Tin, Hong Kong at 220 Pai Tau Village. Its designation as a monastery is actually a misnomer because there are no monks residing at the complex, which is managed solely by laypersons. Both the main temple building and the pagoda are listed as Grade 3 historic buildings by the government of Hong Kong. Groundbreaking and construction of the temple began in 1951 under Yīzuò and his followers, and the structure was finished 6 years later. It closed for 3 years at the end of the 20th century after one of its caretakers was killed in a mudslide caused by poorly maintained slopes nearby. The main journey up to the monastery is an attraction itself, as the path is lined on both sides with golden Buddhas. It's unique and in different poses. Despite the common translation of its name, the monastery actually contains nearly 13,000 Buddha statues. The monastery was founded in 1951 by the Venerable Yīzuò, who moved to Hong Kong from mainland China almost 2 decades before in 1933 to proselytize the teachings of Buddhism. The site previously housed a temple to Kunyam, where a nun was killed during World War II. After the land was purchased by the owner of a local tobacco company, he subsequently donated it to Yīzuò for the purpose of establishing a Buddhist college. This, however, did not come to fruition, and the monastery was built in it instead. Its foundation took place 2 years after the communist victory and takeover of the mainland. Yīzuò and his followers carried out the building by hand and personally transported supplies from the base of the hill. This endeavor was funded through donations from the lay public. The construction of the monastery was eventually completed in 1957, although the installation of the Buddhist statues throughout the monastery complex continued into the new millennium. Yīzuò died in 1965, 8 years after the monastery first opened. An apocryphal story written by his followers claims that his body was found to be incorruptible 8 months after his death, a result of the seated lotus position he was buried in. However, newspapers maintain that he was in fact embalmed. His intact body is exhibited in the main hall of the monastery. The 10,000 Buddhas Monastery is located on a hillside in Pai Tau Village and is accessible by stairwell consisting of 431 steep steps. These are surrounded on both sides by statues of arhats, the Buddhist equivalent of saints who have achieved enlightenment. They were produced by artists from Yunnan and Guangdong provinces and are modeled after one situated at a temple in Kunming, the hometown of founder Yīzuò. The creation and installation of these statues, which commenced in 2001 without prior authorization from the government, led to a minor rift between the monastery and the local authorities. The latter contended that this was in contravention of the city's building code and that it would create a landslide hazard that could result in fatalities during the region's rainy season. After a safety assessment, the statues were allowed to remain and they continued to line the route up to the monastery. The complex covers over 8 hectares and is divided over 2 floors. The upper level consists of 4 halls dedicated to Kunyam, and other Buddhist and Taoist deities that contain various Buddha statues, while the lower floor features another hall, a pagoda that is 9 stories high, a tower, and 2 pavilions. In total, there are close to 13,000 Buddha statues at the monastery. This is in spite of the temple's 10,000 title. While 12,000 has been cited as the lower estimation, writers in the Lonely Planet guidebook surmise that there are some 12,800 statues on the monastery grounds. Several of these originate from the Tang dynasty. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of the history and facts of the 10,000 Buddhas Monastery in Hong Kong. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe so that you'll get notified on the next video upload. Bye for now and enjoy the rest of the video.